And like in the greatest response, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I move too fast for you to see? Let's try again. Don't
Don't
blink.
blink.
And then just like takes him back.
He was using the emerald to warp. He used chaos control? Are those fucking fingers? I think I'm gonna be sick.
Gotta try harder.
Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some more Sonic X DC goodness. Let's go. Are you ready? Chad, are you ready? I've seen what interactions we do get, but I don't know how exactly they play out. This is gonna be very interesting because we got the lads in the gear. For my DC guys, look, my ball knowledge on the DC side is horrible. Alright, so if I start saying something that made me sound like a dumbass, not too much, you know what I'm saying, not too much. But we got comment explained here. He's going to be running down through the stuff. We're watching him because he knows things about the DC side, so we'll probably get like his thoughts on the DC stuff because I don't know ball, so I can't really get my thoughts on that. But yeah, Knuckles gotta take that shit off. I like Silvers a lot. I like that a lot. That's really cool.
Sonic meets Reverse Flash, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
This story is so amazing. So
What's his name? Eobard. What's his name? Eobard Dawn or some shit? It was me, Barry. It was me, Sonic. It was I. I went back in time, and I'm the one that made them split the team up to make Sonic and the Secret Rings. It was me that made Sonic go 6 ass. It was me the whole
in the
time.
description, so you can get caught up if you need to. But this picks up in the aftermath of seemingly Darkseid and the Justice League and Sonic's home dimension all being destroyed when Darkseid started screwing with the Chaos Emeralds and didn't know what he was doing. And so at this point, Sonic and company are just stuck in the DC universe at the Justice League Watchtower with Mr. Terrific. And of course, their whole concern, as you would expect, is their desire to find their home dimension and get back.
You know, and I saw somebody on Twitter was talking about when Darkseid went over to the Marvel Universe. I don't know when the fuck that happened. They were saying that he got the Infinity Gauntlet with all the Infinity Stones, and he was like, man, this is a waste of my time. But he's like, he loves these Chaos Emeralds. So hold on. Chaos Emeralds better than Infinity Stones? Are you live? Am I live? Chat, am I live?
Now, the fact that it was destroyed is not concrete. All that Mr. Terrific says here is, we can't locate it. I can't find it anywhere out there in existence. And that's usually an indication that it's because it just simply doesn't exist anymore. And so Tails starts putting his mind to work, right? Being the scientific genius of
high
the
IQ
Sonic
type
family,
V.
he
High
starts
IQ.
hypothesizing here. And he's like, given the nature of the Apocalyptian Dimension engine, factor in the energy supplied by the Chaos Emeralds. And he says,
I want to read this stuff too. The art is fucking amazing. At least that means Darkseid's gone too. Oh wow, okay. Silver, how can you say that? We've lost everyone. I'm sorry, Amy. I'm just trying to find some good in this catastrophe. Brawny Guardian, I saw that. Fastest thing alive type shit. Hammer wielder. Hedgehog from the future. High flying genius.
Chaos Emeralds. And he says, I don't really have anything concrete, but I need time. It's entirely possible that our universe isn't gone, right? That it's still there. We simply just can't see it. And so that's where Sonic tells him, like, well, the Justice League bought us plenty of time here, but Mr. Terrific chimes in, right? And this is where things get cool. He says, I don't know about that, right? It won't be long before the villains of the world realize.
I see the video of the Potos track. I did see that on Twitter. I bookmarked it.
I can put the rest of the league on high alert, but it's just going to get ugly. And so at that point, Sonic's like, okay, well, they gave
you. Dude, look at the art, dude. Look at this shit. Yeah. Knuckles, stop crossing them arms, bro. We gotta stop making these characters cross their arms, alright? It doesn't work. Big ass hands. But that's no good. They gave their lives trying to protect our world. I think we owe it to them to return the favor, W. Look at the torso, bro. Look how it like broadens up, like, you know what I'm saying? I like that shit.
To protect our world,
the shoes,
I think we owe it to them to return the favor. Now, I told you guys at the beginning of all of this, I was like,
Silver's body look weird. It do gotta look, it do gotta, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I've seen this. The Maria, I failed to protect the world you loved. Would you want me to carry on? Should I protect this world and its people? This was like one of the preview joints. This definitely seems more like, okay, trying to put DC niggas onto Sonic stuff rather than like the other way around. I feel like, I could be wrong about that. Maybe it is more double-sided on that front, but they're really trying to like make people, okay guys, Maria's very important in the shadow, But we kind of already got hinted at that in like the first issue. Was it the first issue? I think that was a good way for people to like that don't know anything about Shadow to actually be like, okay, let me invest into this character, see what he's about. I feel like this is a bit too much. I don't know. It's alright though. It's whatever.
And he does. Right?
It's not like a big deal.
You end up finding out that John Stewart had given Silver his ring before everything went sideways.
I just don't think like it was necessary.
So basically, Silver is an interim Green Lantern at the moment. He teams up with the other Green Lanterns.
Wait, so he got it already?
To face off against Sinestro.
Wait, what? When was this? Huh? Hold on. So what do you think, Big T? Can your Earth handle the 6 of us running around? I love that line. I love that line. Whoa, what? That's a badass line from Sonic. I like that.
With the other Green Lanterns to face off against Sinestro, which is
but they the Archer?
Now, the downside to all of this is that each and every
we got that shit on,
is about a page and a half long. I really wish we would get like a series of one-shot comics that would go more in depth.
Did this happen like right after he just put the thing on?
It would be a license to print
Sinestro
money,
Master, or is this later in the
But it is cool to see Silver teaming up with like Chip and Tomar Ray and Kilowog and these guys facing off against Sinestro. What's crazy about this is Sinestro's power has been amplified, and no one really knows how, right? Like, why is Sinestro stronger than he's ever traditionally been? Now, of course, in true DC Sonic crossover fashion,
so we're big fat ass hammer
him with like a giant hammer, right? You know, I mean, would that happen in Green Lantern's mythos? No, not at all. But who cares? This crossover's fun, and that's the only thing that really matters.
Right. Okay.
It's also pretty dope to see Silver, like, running off.
See, that's a really good attitude to have about it, right? Because you already know the power scaling niggas are gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
Green Lantern Oath, like right? That. In Brightest Day and in Blackest Night, it's phenomenal. But once Sinestro's defeated, that's when Silver realizes the source of his power is a Chaos Emerald. Somehow or another,
he got his hands on the
Chaos Emeralds are crossing over into the main DC universe.
Yeah,
no one
because
knows how,
they was in.
But they
okay,
are.
that's interesting.
And it's one of the coolest things because at that point, Silver actually kind of makes a comment about the nature of DC's Green Lanterns in relation to Earth. He's like, okay, so I'm not sure.
That boy Sinestro got the Vegeta. No.
What this means, but I have to report it to my friends, so I'll just have to call another of Earth's Lanterns to fill in for me, like Kyle, or Hal, or Guy, or Simon, or Jessica, or Joe, or somebody, and like just keeps going on and on and on because Earth has so many Green Lanterns. But then you pick up in Sector 2814, which is basically just Earth in the DC universe, and like Gorilla Grodd, right? It's just going on a rampage, doing Gorilla Grodd.
Oh, Superwoman.
Villains doing villainous things.
Supergirl.
And at this point, using his telepathy, he's dominated Supergirl, he's dominated Hawkgirl, and so like,
damn, what's her name?
Comes out of nowhere
I forgot.
with
What's
just a
Supergirl's name?
Mallet, dressed as Wonder Woman, takes out Gorilla Grodd with one hit, and then teams up with Supergirl and Hawkgirl to finish the job.
So we don't get like a dress up scene. They just boom. Next page, we got our shit on. Is that like, is that just where we're at? Charlie, she's just one hedgehog. Boy, stop playing, boy. Boy, stop playing, boy. Boy, stop playing, boy. All right, what's going on over here? Supergirl, Hawkgirl. The battle is over before it's begun. Kneel before your new king, Gorilla Grodd. Your mind, I feel it inside my own hell.
It's amazing, right? Not only that, you end up learning that Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah, Kal-El, I know that's
because of a Chaos Emerald. So at that point, it's just kind of like, okay, cool. So like everybody's getting their hands on.
I just smashed his overpowered mind control device. Wait, that's the Chaos Emerald. You recognize this mystic gemstone. It's from my home. I thought everything there was gone, but if this found its way to your world, then maybe.
On one. Then you pick up with Knuckles.
Okay, Knuckles.
Basically
Super Knuckles.
Superman.
You got the cape too? I'm fucking crying.
Particularly amazing. I love the way that this is done, right? Because Knuckles is kind of flying through Metropolis. And he's like, okay, so
Knuckles actually flying now. You know, he's not just gliding. We're going back to Archie.
On the one hand, this isn't so bad, right? It's a big city, but not nearly as big as my island. Like so patrolling it takes no time at all. He's like, but on the other hand, it's a big city. So many layers, so bright and noisy. It can be challenging to keep track of it all. And he says, but Superman did it and looked after the whole world too, so I'm going to have to just put in extra work.
Oh, is this Lois? Is that Lois? Oh, shit. Miss Lane, okay, hold on. Hear anything from Star Labs? No, the league has been kind enough to keep me in the loop, but there's still no progress in finding Superman. Tails is looking into it. The Teen Titans. We gonna see Teen Titans?
Guardian as he was. In the midst of all of this,
Super
he's
Knuckles
called down by Lois.
Yeah,
Lane
this is Super Knuckles.
Talking to her, right? And one of the things she
Knuckles,
says
man?
is like, Lex Luthor wants to meet with you. Like literally, he wants to speak with you. Now, one of the things to know is
Wonder
that
Amy?
Knuckles is no
Green,
fool,
silver,
right? I mean, he was born at night, but he wasn't
Silver
born last
Lantern?
night.
Oh, Silver
The reality
Lantern
is that
fire.
with Lex Luthor, it's
Silver
somebody he's not
Lantern
necessarily
is fire.
familiar with. I would say Lex Luthor isn't really that far removed for someone like Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic universe or Dr. Eggman. I always forget which one is which or if they're both the same
Is that
thing.
facts? Lex Luthor like Eggman?
Luthor is kind of in a league of its own.
Yo, why you look kind of like, he look husky here.
In some ways. And so when Knuckles shows up here, Lex Luthor kind of starts taunting him, right? He's like slower than a speeding bullet and as subtle as a locomotive, which is amazing. Right? But then at that point, Lex Luthor makes a pitch, right? Like, you know, Knuckles is like, what is it?
Knuckles clinging onto the wall like that.
Believe it or not,
That's cool
I've been watching you for quite some time. And unlike your predecessor, you don't flaunt your godly powers. You're certainly more capable than most humans, but you still have very moral limits. And yet you take on the burden of protecting everyone and everything to the best of your natural talents. I can respect that. I am a man of considerable means. I can support you in ways the Justice League cannot and will not. We could be quite the influential duo. You and I. What do you say? And that's where literally Knuckles is like, look, man, I've heard this before. Right? Like, I've heard this whole thing before. So understand, like, I'll be watching you. Like, I'm rejecting your offer, but I'll be watching you. And so Lex Luthor reaches into a box. And this is, like, the most villain of the week. Lex Luthor.
He's about to do what I think he's about to do, is he? This nigga, no. He got his hand on the green Chaos Emerald. And he thinks it's kryptonite?
1950s hand-waving nonsense, but it's so amazing at the same time because he's like, a pity you share the Kryptonian's moral failings.
Idiot.
I wonder, do you share his weaknesses too? And he thinks
I can't laugh yet.
You fucking idiot.
And Knuckles just grabs it and he's just like, oh, you found a Chaos Emerald. You finally did something right, Luthor. And Luthor's like, a Chaos Emerald? He's like, yes, a Chaos Emerald. I take it as a token of my sincerity.
I am fucking crying.
Like, he's literally trying to play on the whole thing, right? You know, and he's like, think hard about what we could do together. Now, of course, coming into such a close scenario of him getting his head punched off by Knuckles or something like that, that Lex Luthor goes back to basically pour himself a drink. And Knuckles makes it his last one. He comes flying in through the window and just cold cocks this guy. And it's just like, you were trying to poison me thinking it was kryptonite, weren't you? And then, like, at that point, you jump over to...
No, girl, okay, so I know the Joker's in here. Cool. Very cool.
The Joker and Shadow. And this is one of the things that I think everybody was kind of looking forward to, right? Like, when Shadow takes the role of Batman, what happens when he encounters the Joker? This version of Joker is Steve Englehart Joker, essentially, right? The one that inspired the entire Joker depiction in Batman the Animated Series. And Joker's just, like, riding through the city of Gotham, doing Joker-y things, right? The traffic this time of day is just murder.
The shadow of the bat.
The Joker's play on words.
So how do they, like, how do all the villains just know that, like, these characters are here and, like, this must be like a time skip forward, right? Or something, like, if they just know, oh, Shadow's Batman now. Like, how do they know? How do they know? I don't know. It's just like,
and ultimately, Shadow catches up to him, and he's like, there he is, the Shadow of the Bat. And they kind of go back and forth and back and forth. Now, as you guys know,
how did he know to make that voice?
Does not put up with anybody's nonsense, Joker or otherwise. And so we're Joker.
Hey, Shadow killed his. Hey, Shadow will kill him. I'll tell you what, Shadow will murder this guy if he has to.
It's used to, like,
he will absolutely
huge cat and mouse game between himself and Batman, and where Batman does kind of humor that to a degree, right? Chasing Joker down longer than he probably needs to, letting the little skirmishes and the Joker's jokes.
I love the gray streaks, bro. You know, that's really cool.
Shadow doesn't deal with any of that stuff. He's
like Mephiles.
Nope. He literally goes into, like, his spin dash and just takes out the Joker's car, cuts the thing in half. And Joker's like, okay, look, man, here's the thing, Right, I get that you're new to this, and that's cool, right? I mean, you got all the energy, right? You got Batman's brooding mood, right? You're sitting around smoking cigarettes all day, listening to The Cure, talking about how you're misunderstood by the world, but there's a cadence to this sort of thing,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
The dreary little Gothamites expect a show, so next...
Look at this little shit. I need him and Damian to like link up and start getting on Demon Time. I did see this panel though. People, I can't even say people. It was like one dude. It was one dude that was mad at this, right? Mad at him saying not bad, edgy, hedgy, and making the jokes and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dude, come on, bro. What are we talking about?
Joker's like, okay, look, man, here's the thing.
It's the fucking Joker.
Right, I get that you're new to this.
He would say some shit like that.
Right? I mean, you got all the energy, right? You got Batman's brooding mood.
I thought we left the shadow being edgy stuff back in 2000s,
talking about how
the
you're
2010s.
misunderstood by the world. But there's a cadence to this sort of thing, right? The dreary little Gothamites expect a show.
The skates are
next
fire.
time, give them a show. And Shadow's
my
just
fault.
like,
They're air
no.
shoes.
And then he just like kicks Joker in the face.
Fire.
And then he finds that Joker has a Chaos
Is that
Emerald.
blood?
Now, here's a problem.
Or is that like
this Chaos Emerald and the way that it's depicted? Shadow doesn't pick the Chaos Emerald up until Joker's just laying down ass up in the air, which seems to give us some indication of where the Chaos Emerald was being held. Now, whether or not that...
Hey, chill out.
That's the moment you've all been waiting for. You pick up with Sonic and Reverse Flash. And this is dope because Eobard Thawne is just running with the Chaos Emerald in his hand because by this point we kind of know what's going on, right? And so Sonic is literally like, that does not belong to you and means the world to me. If you hand it over, we'll let bygones be bygones.
This fucking thumbnail, bruh. This shit is hard as fuck. This is the only time I would accept Sonic using lightning because it's literally the Speed Force. This is cool as shit, bruh.
Now, as you guys know, Eobard Thawne has an obsession with Barry Allen. So much so that in Jeff Johns' Flash Rebirth, we ended up learning Eobard Thawne is the reason Barry became the Flash in the first place.
No, of
that
course.
Eobard Thawne had been
fucking course. Of fucking course. It was me, Barry. It was me.
Manipulated his life, both tragedy and successes, to make sure Barry became the Flash. And so he says, you are in no position to make demands of me, no more than you have any right to wear that uniform. Because for Eobard Thawne, it's a very personal thing. And of course, Sonic responds the way you would expect him to, right? Pretty judgy from someone calling himself Reverse Flash.
Did my guy Sonic just paint himself red? No, he has a suit on. He has a suit on. You can tell because, well, he's like, you know what I'm saying, having the more aggressive, like, brow. They have something covering, like, the middle of their eye right there. You know what I'm saying? Or middle of their eyes. Yeah, it's two eyes. So, yeah, no, everybody's wearing costumes, even Shadow and, like, all that.
You're from. And the response of Reverse Flash, do they not have a thesaurus in the future that you're from? And the response of Eobard Thawne, the real Flash was a hero. I saw to that myself, tempered through tragedy and loss.
Interesting.
But you're a child playing dress up,
a
smart mouth pretender who lacks the focus and conviction to fill the Flash's boots. And literally Thawne tells him, you're not good enough to be his replacement. You're not even good enough to be his fake. And that's where
I feel like that's perfectly in place for the Reverse Flash to say some shit like that.
Sonic is just like, man,
I'm fucking crying.
And that's where Thawne is like, I'm the fastest man alive, unchallenged now, and you'll never retrieve your precious gem. And Sonic snatches out of his hand.
Oh, he blitzed the fuck out of him. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Before he can even realize what's going on. And like in the greatest response, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I move too fast for you to see? Let's try again. Don't blink. And then just like takes him out immediately. It is a ridiculous display of speed. Now, it's not Sonic's natural speed because we all know that Sonic is not nearly as fast.
Unfortunately, he needs the Speed Force buff, of course, right? But hold on.
As anybody in the Flash family.
Hold
There'll be no arguing that. But like Eobard Thawne, it's just like, dude, he didn't tap into the speed. There's
natural speed. Wait, so fast that he tapped into? No, it wasn't the Speed Force. He was using the Emerald to warp. He used Chaos Control. Are you deadass? That's cool as shit. That was Chaos Control. What about when he snagged it? Was that Speed Force? No, that's fucking crazy. No way. Or maybe since he showed the Emerald, right? Maybe that's when Sonic did Chaos Control shenanigans and took it from him. Wait, there's so much like.
It's not Sonic's natural speed, because we all know that Sonic is not nearly as fast as anybody in the Flash family, and there'll be no arguing that. But like Eobard Thawne, it's just like, dude, he didn't tap into the speed. There's no way Sonic tapped into the Speed Force, so he must have used the Chaos Emerald to warp his speed. And that's where Sonic's like, that's my secret, champ. Now take a nap while I take care of business. And
that's
he
cool
races
as
off, right? Like he takes.
That's cool as fuck. He probably just used the Chaos Emerald to amp his speed. I mean, maybe, but like, is that like a thing that happens though? Like, has that ever happened? I can already see the Sonic lasers in comment sections now. This is so cool.
Back off to the Justice League, but literally Sonic absolutely humbles Reverse Flash.
He could do that, I think.
Amazing. Honestly, we all wanted to see it. I mean, we all wanted to see it.
That's
if ever
cool
they were
as
going
fuck.
to make a one-shot story, this needs to be it. We need to see this needs to go on a little bit longer, and we need to see how this unfolds. Now, of course, this leads to basically the entire Sonic family heading.
He into it. Wait, Tails! Yeah, we didn't see Tails. Wait, Beast Boy.
Back to the Hall of Justice, and when they get there, there's a green version of Knuckles who's just.
No, look at Tails' face. This nigga Beast Boy turned into Knuckles. I'm fucking crying. That's genius, though. That's fucking genius. They're animals. That's so fucking cool. Oh my god. Hold on. Oh my. Are those fucking fingers? I think I'm gonna be sick. Oh god. Oh, his feet! Ew! Put some shoes on, nigga! What the fuck is going on? Oh, ew! He has 3 toes! Ah!
Just like, hold on, right? Security check. Only one otter per planet. It turns out it's Beast Boy.
Tails' face is killing me. Shapeshifter of the Teen Titans. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Knuckles is in the. I'm fun with Beast Boy, man. What's his name? Garfield?
Right now, of course, this tells us that we need to absolutely have a crossover.
Knuckles is in a echidna and is sensitive about that sort of thing. Oh god. Is this Knuckles? Wait, that's like the first time. Yeah, that's the first time Knuckles seen an echidna outside of like Tikal.
Between the Sonic family and the Teen Titans. Tell me that would not be amazing. But once they actually get inside the building itself, after being given a little bit of a hard time by Beast Boy, and learning that Beast Boy can turn into any one of the Sonic characters, which will probably become a plot device later on down the line in the story, that what they end up realizing here, literally Tails says,
they got all the emeralds.
Titans and I.
Wait, no, that's 6. They don't got all of them. They got 6 emeralds. What's gonna happen when they get all of them, bro, and fight Darkseid, bro? Like, are we deadass getting like super versions of? They won't do Super Knuckles or Tails ever again because they're cowards. But when we get Sonic, if we can get Super Sonic, Shadow, and Silver versus Darkseid, this is peak fiction. I'm sorry.
Managed to wrestle this away from that fanatic brother blood. Between us all, we found 6 of the 7 emeralds.
How long is this comic? I have no idea.
It's not on this Earth. I've been working on a hypothesis, and
you ever wear
shoes? We can finally
he has shoes.
And that's where Amy's like, the other emeralds are detecting the last one in another dimension. Does that mean, and that's where Tails is like, our world survived, right? The Justice League is alive, Darkseid's alive, unfortunately, and our world is alive with it. But the problem with this is that if they open a portal to their world, a way in is a way out. So that's the issue that's brought up by Shadow. He's like, look, if our world survived, then Darkseid survived. Opening a way home leaves this planet vulnerable to invasion. But that's where Knuckles chimes in, and he says, the Justice League...
Why do you always have to be like that? If our world survived, then Darkseid survived. Opening a way home leaves this planet vulnerable to invasion.
We're ready to give up their lives to save our world. They would take the chance if the situation
These are really good like character interactions between these characters, I feel like, too.
Reversed. They would come to save us no matter the cost. It's not a question of if we're doing this, it's a question of how soon do we all get started. Is everybody in favor? And it's like, yes, right? And that's where Amy's like, I mean, look, Shadow, you can be kind of pissy if you want to, but tell me that you wouldn't take another shot at Darkseid, right? And he's just kind of like,
type shit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And so the coolest thing about this comic, but the only purpose this comic served was to give the members of the Sonic family the roles and, to some degree, the powers of the Justice League. So at that point, they go racing back to their home dimension to team up with the Justice League and to face off against Darkseid. With that being said, guys, we're going to bring this video to an end. This is so amazing.
This was really good. This is probably the best one. This is probably the best one so far. Oh my god, next one's gonna be good, bro. This is gonna be good because Darkseid got the last one. Probably. He probably got the last Chaos Emerald. They're gonna go in there. They're gonna have tag team duo moments with the Justice League, all with the outfits and stuff like that. Hold on. This shit gonna be right. I don't know how long this is though. Oh, five issues? Okay, what was this? This is the third one? This is the third issue, so we got 2 more? That's enough time for, you know what I'm saying, Super Hedgehogs versus Darkseid? Like, hold on, type shit. What is this, a monthly thing? Yeah, it's like, what, every month? I'll see y'all next month then. Goddamn. Jesus Christ. All right, y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all already know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that sub box. Yeah, it's a good feature. You might want to press that sub box, you know what I'm saying? So you know when I upload my next video, of course. I'm out. Deuces. Bye!